Hello, everybody, and welcome into Motor City Rocker Hockey. I'm Brady Beaton, the voice of the Motor City Rockers, here for Game 2 of a two-game set with the Columbus River Dragons. Last night, it started off well for Motor City. Goals from both Tristan Wells and Nick McGill-Diaz got the scoring started. However, 5 unanswered goals from Columbus would ultimately sink the Rockers, sending them to their 7th straight loss. One note, Mac Diver, fresh out of college out of Lebanon Valley, he got the point on an assist on the first goal last night. So in his pro debut, Mac Diver gets his first career point. Congratulations to him. Second of 2 with the Columbus River Dragons. It's the last time we'll see our friends from the Chattahoochee Valley here at Big Boy Arena as they square off, and the Rockers, they need a win in the worst way. Again, losers of 7 straight. It's been tough sledding, and the story has been, for about 45, 50 minutes of the game, Sparsel throughout played pretty well, but the valleys have been a little too low for them to overcome, hoping to play a full 60 minutes here tonight. Got a chance to catch up with the assistant, Zach Zolkanich. We'll take a break, come back. You'll hear that conversation when we return. You're watching Motor City Rockers Hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! Cumberland now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Back here on the Motor City Rockers pregame show, I'm Brady Beaton, joined by Rockers assistant coach Zach Zolkanich. Coach, last night, I thought for times you played well. It was a good start, good first period, and you took it into the second. But then you found that valley in about the midway point of the game. What is it about consistency? Because that's the word that keeps coming up during this losing skid, is have to find a way to be consistent. What do you see from the bench in regards to that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We got to find a way to play a full 60 minutes of discipline hockey. And I mean, and discipline doesn't mean just staying out of the box. It means taking our chances when they're given to us and not always rushing things. So really just taking a step back and taking our time and letting plays develop is one thing I think we need to do tonight and in the future.
One thing Coach Milam talks a lot about, he says, when there's a losing streak, sometimes you start to question things and you have to look inward, but you don't want to overanalyze things at times because, there are things that are going well. What is it about a losing streak where, sometimes you might grip the stick too tight because you want to get on the right track so bad? What do you have to do when you're on a bit of a skid and you're trying to right the ship?
I mean, just putting in the work, obviously, come to the rink every day. And you said it, gripping the stick a little too tight. And obviously, sometimes it's almost easier to dumb it down and make the simpler play and everything and make the easy play. The first play you see a lot of the time is the right play instead of trying to force something further down ice and causing more trouble for ourselves.
So a few weeks ago, you had a slew of acquisitions, guys like Stevens, Corrigan, Kabatayev, Ryder came back. Now that you've had a couple weekends with it, are you starting to see the chemistry start to flow a little more, that they know what's expected and you're starting to see maybe the benefits of that, where it's no longer a feeling out process, that you're starting to work them into the system a bit?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Yes, that's one way to put it. Everything, every single day we get on the ice together, get a little bit more comfortable and everything, and it's all about reps, repetition. It's about their learning.
Another positive from last night, the college kid, the rookie, Mac Diver, came in, and I thought he played pretty well. You wouldn't have known it was his debut in pro hockey. I thought he was pretty disciplined in his own end, and maybe not something that showed up on the stat sheet, although he did get his first career point. I thought he was a nice, solid presence in your own end.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a really good kid. He's a strong kid. He keeps his game simple, which is one thing that we're looking to have back there and everything. And he's willing to block some shots, and he communicates well with guys on the bench and in the locker room and everything as well. So it's nice having him here. We're enjoying him.
Having been in this league a while, what can it do to have a guy come in? Like last year, Avery Smith was the guy that came in, and he added a little bit to the team and contributed in a playoff series. What can a college kid add to a team at this point in the season?
I mean, fresh legs, different opinion and everything. So just getting your reps and being ready to go when you're called upon.
Taking a look at Columbus, obviously a very solid team, a very solid organization. What do you see from them? What did you see from them last night, and what makes them so tough to play against?
They're very experienced. If you look up and down their lineup, they've got a lot of guys that have played multiple 100 pro games. So they've been around the block, and they know how to play their style of game. Coach Boom knows what he's doing over there.
Last question for you, Coach. You know, coming against Columbus, trying to get a split, trying to get off the schneid. You talked about keeping it simple. What else about tonight to try to get that first win in a while?
Be aggressive on the forecheck and keep getting pucks to the net and bang bodies.
Well, I appreciate it, Coach. Good luck, and we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you, Brady.
He's assistant coach Zach Zolkanich. I'm Brady Beaton. We'll be back with more right here on the Motor City Rockers Media Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome into Big Boy Arena, Saturday Night Hockey here in Fraser, Michigan. I'm Brady Beaton here with you live from Big Boy Arena. Before we take it any further in the broadcast, let's take a moment to thank all the sponsors that make this broadcast possible. We start with Park Avenue Productions. Go on over to PSN Technologies, bringing you stats all season long. Crunch Fitness, they keep your rockers rink ready. And 106.7 Detroit's Wheels, rocking out all year long. Thank you to the sponsors that help us bring you each and every Rockers home game. Last night, not a great night for the Motor City Rockers. It started off, they were up 2-0, but then it was the stick of our first star, Nolan Slahetka. He had 3 points in that win last night. You know, one of the unsung guys, not one of the guys you might peg as a guy that would take over the game. Eli Rivers, the leading scorer for the Rockers, did net one late. He now has a team-high 18 goals, hoping to continue that here tonight. Other change from last night, now Trevor Babbitt. He is back in net. He will be ready to go, looking to snap what has been a 7-game losing skid for the Motor City Rockers. Trevor Babbitt, he has been pretty reliable in the past, hoping to get off the schneid here tonight. Locker room, maybe a little more on edge, a little more focused. They are sick of losing pretty good Columbus River Dragons team on the other side of the ice. Real quick, let's take a look at the starting lineups as Johnny G announces it at the rink. Trevor Babbitt in net. It's Doug Blaisdell and Josh Colton at the D spots. Cody Oakes, Avery Smith, and Sam Gagnon at the forward spots. Couple of changes. Matthias Tellstrom, Yegor Kapatayev are scratches tonight. Gagnon and Kuhn are back in the lineup for the Rockers. Starting lineups being announced. We'll step aside. We'll come back with puck drop right after this. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! SummerSlam. Now shot scores. Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line brawl. FBHL full line brawl. Hell yeah.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, Motor City, Columbus getting ready to duke it out. Saturday night action here at Big Boy Arena. Again, last night it was a 6-3 Columbus win. Shamrock the House night, brought to you by the Ronald McDonald Foundation. And we have some youngsters still on the ice, waiting for the ceremonial puck drop. Midst of a 6-game homestand for your Rockers, an unusually long homestand for the Federal Prospects Hockey League. 2 this weekend, the 2 with Columbus. Next weekend, a bit of a mixed bag. We'll get the Rock Lobsters on Friday, then Saturday, Sunday against Watertown. That Sunday game, remember, is a rescheduled game from earlier in the season, all the way back in November, when we had technical difficulties in the rink that prevented the game from being played. And then the Friday after, that's March 14th, the start of a home and home with the Port Huron Prowlers. So game 2 of 6 here in Big Boy Arena, and boy, do the Rockers have this homestand coming at the perfect time. They have lost 7 straight. Last win was on February 1st against the Monroe Moccasins back here at home. Pre-game festivities wrapping up. Rockers made the switch to their home black uniforms with the diagonal Motor City across the chest, and Columbus with their road teals. Columbus has a lot of nice logos. They've had the triangle dragon, but the forward-facing dragon, I don't know, it doesn't have the same appeal. The C with the claw through it works as well. I'm partial to those ones. Not that the one they have on their sweaters tonight is bad per se, but just doesn't do it for me like the other ones with Columbus. Out there for Columbus, you have Cody Wickline, alongside Heitzner. Jemayev at the center spot. Balkwell and Slahetka on defense, and Sammy Bernard back in net for the River Dragons. Game 2 of a 2-game set. The only two between these two sides, and a quick shot off the opening draw just 6 seconds in. And we'll get an offensive zone draw. Going to reiterate the theme from last night, consistency. Rockers played a very strong first 20, 25, maybe even 30 minutes. They just couldn't keep it going. Smith won the draw, but it's pushed out of the zone. Wickline over center ice. Banks it off the far boards, Jemayev. Into the corner, rings it around the boards. Wickline lets it go by. Balkwell kept it in despite Gagnon's best efforts. Blaisdell slides to Gagnon. Banks off the boards, down the ice. We get a whistle and an icing 30 seconds into this one. A little bit of a choppy start to this game. Rockers and River Dragons. And the tenor in the locker room was a little more tense, a little more focused, understanding just how important it is to start to get a win, and you can't let these things stack. A 7-game losing streak, that's a while. And the attitude in the locker room was enough's enough. Balkwell strides after it in his own end. 5 fresh skaters out for Motor City. Rivers comes up to play it, turned over. Wells just off sides. Couldn't quite get back in time, and just 51 seconds in. Our first offsides of the game, and if your sides are a little off, remember that Great Clips will keep your hair on sides. Located in the Meijer just across the street, Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. Draw in front of the River Dragons bench. Controlled by the Teal Sweaters. Anderson over center ice, far side, poked away, big hit. Wells trying to be a spark plug early. Throwing the body around. Hunter in between the blue line, McDonald, he's knocked off the puck, that's Gullo. Rivers chips ahead, hops over the stick of Lind. Collects it back, Lind had a beauty of a goal last night. Picked the top left corner in the second period to really pour it on Motor City. Sauce pass, Dunford down in the corner. Horseshoes around the boards, cut off at the half wall. Moore between the hash marks, backhand goes wide of Babin. 18:23 to go, first period, still scoreless. Couldn't connect on the one-timer. Hunter barely got anything on the rubber. Rivers, rink-wide feed, Gullo into the offensive zone. Returns to Rivers, the rookie. He's pinned to the boards by Dunford. Puck banked out of the zone, and Coach Milam will pick it up. Right side, Stevens had it knocked away. And Columbus trying to get back on the attack. Storjahan along the boards. Babin comes out to play it, weighs his options, and it bangs off the glass and out of play. A draw in the Rockers' end. Storjahan in the far dot. Can't get the win against Chris Corrigan. Sends it to Ryder. Pass a bit off the mark. Stevens boxed out by Lou. And another icing and another draw in the Rockers' end. Again, a very choppy start to this game. Either side getting a lot of flow. Big point for Motor City tonight. Gotta get those goals down. Point the finger around all you want, but over this 7-game losing streak, they've only given up 5 goals or less one time. That was to Binghamton in a loss. And in fact, of the 6 other games, they've given up at least 6 goals, average of 6.5 goals against during this 7-game skid. We know Trevor Babin has the physical tools in net. Got to find a little bit of mojo here tonight. Hoping the man in black can lock it up.
Ryder backhands it over all three lines. Milam, he wheels after it. Lou, the first one there by a few strides. Breakout behind his own net. The rookie, Lou. Pass off the mark, and it was nearly kicked ahead by Stevens. Storjahan fired too strong for Samaro. Up the right side, Stevens rings around the boards. Gagnon racing down to pick it up. It's cut off. Rink wide feed. Smith comes up. Slap shot goes over the net. Nearly took out the one official. That was an absolute howitzer. 16:58 to go, first period, 0-0 game. We have a whistle, and is Bernard all right? He is slow moving. And Bernard, their only dressed goalie. Selnick is the E-bug. And Bernard, slow to get up. Trainer out to go and have a conversation. Only one dressed goalie for the River Dragon fans in attendance and watching at home. They're going to help him off the ice. Let's take a look to see if we can see what happened, but Bernard didn't really put up a fight. So let's see if he was already down, and you can see he really doesn't move. Looked like he tried to stretch something out. But Will Salnick, he checks in, and you never like to see a goalie change 3 minutes and 10 seconds into a game. Salnick, the rookie, has not seen action with the River Dragons. The 22-year-old out of Toronto. First action in enemy territory. See if the Rockers can take advantage of some fresh meat. Rockers wanted a penalty, and they will get one. So baptism by fire for Will Salnick. He'll have to face a power play as Alexander Jemayev goes to the box, and the Rockers go on a power play powered by Continental Electric Products. Proudly made in Michigan. They provide power solutions to industry. Continental, a premier partner of the Motor City Rockers. Jemayev to the box, 2 for a hooking. Want to get off to a quick start. This is an absolute, you couldn't script an opportunity any better than this. Rookie goalie having to come in as essentially an E-bug status and getting a power play essentially instantaneously. Doherty pokes it down. McGill Diaz banks it off the boards. Coach Milam picks it up. Jamison Milam slides near side. Rivers racing into the zone. Battle at the half wall. Around the ice, Gullo. He's knocked down. The puck gets by McGill Diaz, and 25 seconds already elapsed on the Jemayev hooking minor. Babin leaves for McGill Diaz. Milam, rink wide feed, finds the tape of Rivers. The rookie into the offensive zone. Works into the corner. Puck comes out of the zone, and McGill Diaz has to chase back after it. River Dragons, excellent PK through 50 seconds. Protecting the fresh goalie. Poked away. Samaro nearly with a shorthanded chance. Gullo with speed into the offensive zone. Drops it back. Corrigan tried to chip it in deep. Milam got in the way of it. Bottom of the left wing circle, off the end board. Stevens comes up. He whacks at it. Hops over the blue line and back to neutral ice. 45 seconds left to go in the Jemayev minor penalty. 15-15 to go first period. Will Salnick in net after Bernard went out. Ryder down low, shot kicked away by Salnick. Right on the doorstep, Ryder couldn't put the Rockers on the board. Down the ice it goes once more, under 25 seconds to go until we return to five-a-side hockey. Rink wide feed. Oh, that hit the skate of Stevens. He didn't know it was coming. Blaisdell couldn't control it. Babin far side. Colton banks it off the end boards. Rockers, one last chance on the rush if they hurry. 5 seconds till Jameyup's a free man. The dump and chase. Ryder trying to use his speed. Cut off by Lou. And a clinic tape style penalty kill for the Columbus River Dragons. Offsides will stop the rush. 14:25 to go in the first period. That offside's brought to you by Great Clips. Find them in their Roseville location. Great Clips, the official haircutter of the Motor City Rockers. 14:25 to go in the first period. Scoreless hockey game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! Number one, now shot, scores! Here we go, Smithson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, just 5 minutes and 35 seconds into this one. 0-0 game. One thing of note, Will Selnick in for Sammy Bernard. Something went wrong in Bernard's lower half, and he didn't really question coming off the ice. So Selnick comes in, his first action with the River Dragons. If you're enjoying the Rockers Media Network, we appreciate you watching, spending your weekend with us. Ask that you give us a like, subscribe to the channel, helps out the stream, and helps grow our efforts in the broadcast booth. Try to make it a little better each and every time we're on the air. Neutral zone draw. McDonald and Smith. And McDonald with the clean win. Back to Lou. Off the low glass, Babin settles the puck down behind his own net. I think it surprised him a little bit. That puck was coming in hot. Gagnon to neutral ice, but Lou takes it back to his own blue line. McDonald, rink wide feed, banks off the boards, Dunford. To the near side, Lou. Turns to the far blue line. Another rink wide feed. This is McDonald, the veteran. Sends it in deep. Colton guides it along the boards. Oakes stuck his stick out, couldn't get much on it. Oakes throwing the body around. Rockers playing with a little energy. Again, the sense of urgency has been heightened after last night's loss. Kind of felt like everyone in the locker room put their foot down and said, all right, enough's enough. Hopefully you see it translate here on the ice. McDonald circling around between the blue lines to Slahetka. Ahead to Moore. Saucy with the backhand right side. Hunter. Shot! Misses high and wide. Babin never really had to threaten it. McDonald. Kick to the stick of Hunter. Near boards. Left it behind him. He's knocked to the ice. Physical game, and Hunter letting Nick Miguel Diaz know he wasn't appreciative of it. Hunter throwing the body around again. Throws the check on Wells. Game getting a little testy early. Babin couldn't control it. Rebound shot. Gets sent wide. I don't think it ever made it to Trevor Babin. There was a lot of congestion in front of the crease. 12:34 to go, first period, 0-0 game. Some intensity here in this first period. Bodies being thrown around. Both sides playing a little tighter in their own end. Rotundi, he takes the hit. That was Doherty. Rink wide feed, shot from the bottom of the circle, saved by Babin. Milam. Lead feed, broken up. Jamea used his right skate, comes back between the blue lines. Into the near corner. There's a broken twig behind the net. Chris Corrigan. Lost it. And the River Dragons in their own end. Banked ahead, Heinster. Kept it on his stick. Takes it to the high slot, but it's quickly poked away. Milam to Corrigan over the red line. Finds Stevens. Tried to return to Corrigan, easily pushed aside by Selnick. 11:27 to go, first period. Reds played a pretty tight hockey game. See who blinks first. May not be for a while. Heitzner back to his own end. Anderson, pressured by Gagnon. He had the night off last night, so the fresh legs, he's flying all around. Gagnon, short feed to Smith. In front of the River Dragon bench, battle for possession, it goes to Blaisdell. Slides to Oakes. Has it on the forehand, poked away. Oakes tried to keep his bucket on. Colton, shot off the post! The captain nearly got the scoring started midway through the first period. The iron said no. Wells trying to keep the pressure on in the corner. Spins away from Dunford. Slides ahead to Hunter. Kept in the zone. Colton reload, saved by Salnick. He controls the rebound. 10:27 to go in the first period. 0-0 game. Some extracurriculars in the corner. Again, it's been testy here in the early going. Fans getting into it. Draw will come to the left of Salnick. Gullo on the dot. Didn't have enough steam on it to get to McGill Diaz. Rivers brought it back out of the zone. Rockers have to touch up. Balkwill, near side Underwood. Diagonal feed hits the blade of Samaro. Kept in. Left wing circle. Pass across, broken up. I believe that was McGill Diaz that went down to a knee. Wells into the zone only for a moment. Samaro pressured over to the far side. Rink wide to Storjahan. Back to Samaro. Slap shot way wide of the net. Would have hit the post of a soccer net. Behind Babin. One-timer goes high and wide. Looking for another feed in a high-quality area. River Dragons attacking. Storjahan's shot deflected. Comes to the near side. Underwood hits the ice. He gets it between the circles. On the forehand, low slot. Pushed behind and a few too many passes and no shot. Still on the attack, Slahetka. Deflected wide. His shot was altered. 9:09 to go in the first period. Ice tilting towards the Rockers' end. Quick shot deflected. That was Mac Diver. Thought he had a nice night last night. One of the first times we've seen him on 2 block shots. Make it, I think that was 3. Someone get that kid an ice pack. Ryder, he's pushed off the puck. And the River Dragons going to go back on the attack. Quick line over the red line. Ends up in the offensive zone. Pass a little off kilter. Rotundi pushes the puck away. Heitzner back to the point for Columbus. Far board shot goes wide of the net. Columbus putting a lot of things towards Trevor Babin, but he hasn't had to make a ton of saves. Stevens poked away by Anderson. To the far side. Milam works around one teal sweater. Now another. Fancy hands, backhand. Rebound was loose. Corrigan took a whack at it. Right wing circle, shot. Salnick with the save. 8:06 to go in the first period. And a flurry of 3 shots from Motor City. And the rookie, Will Salnick, he stands tall. 8:06 to go in the first. Still goose eggs, both sides. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members. Follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 8:06 to go in the first. It's zeros here. Only other place that's seen a goal is Binghamton, and unfortunately not much of a surprise. 3-0 Binghamton over the Dasher Hockey Club. Monroe and Athens scoreless, Carolina Watertown scoreless, the Hockey Club Benham and Blue Ridge scoreless, and Port Huron and Danbury scoreless through about 10 minutes of action. Like the intensity the Rockers came out with. Kind of gotten to a point where it's, all right, we have to decide, boys, what are we going to do? And again, it takes a full 60. During the losing streak, there have been very few games where it has just been all bad. In fact, a lot of the games they play well for the majority, but it's consistency. First 12 minutes in the books, played pretty well. Nothing sensational, but they're playing shift for shift with the River Dragons. In fact, the shots through the first, we'll call it 12-20, 5-1 Motor City. Pretty good. Now put the next shift together. Coach Milam said a few times in the pregame interview, simplify it. You heard the assistant coach, Zach Zolkanich, echo that sentiment. Keep it simple when maybe you're gripping the stick a little too tight. Feed behind Smith. Shot, stick to side by Salnick. Back to Colton on net, deflected wide. I think Salnick got a pad on it. Milam from a sharp angle. Double team, then it's poked away by McDonald. I think the Rockers' plan right now is, hey, you got a new goalie in there. Maybe a little nervous. First time. Put pucks on net. Test this young man early. You don't need the A+ shot right now. See if you can get one. Maybe that won't go on the highlight reel, but it'll count all the same. McDonald to the near side. Moore walks it up. Poked away. Milam from his knee. Second chance, and that one went through the glass. River Dragons not calibrated tonight. That back glass is taking a beating here in the first period. On the far boards, Hunter guides it ahead. Babin touches it to Blaisdell. In front of his own crease, Blaisdell to Rivers. Banks it in. Gullo racing after it. Spark plug type player. Not the biggest, but he'll go down in the dirty areas all the same. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Underwood to the far corner. Banks back to Storjahan. To the point. Samaros shot missed wide. I don't know if Columbus getting a little too fine with it, but Trevor Babin, it's not that he's been able to sit back. The shots aren't the entire indicator, but man, Columbus is just not putting a lot on net. 5:33 to go first period, 0-0 game. The second of only two contests between the two. Turnover, Jamaev's shot broken up, McGill Diaz. Yeah, let's give a little credit to the Rockers' effort in their own zone. They have broken up some opportunities. It's not just all Columbus messing up, for lack of a better term. It's sometimes Rockers getting in the way. 5:14 to go in a quick-moving first period after a bit of a choppy start. Get a draw in the Columbus end. Avery Smith on the dot. Kuhn and Oakes out there as well. Kuhn had the night off last night as well. Hoping some fresh legs can give them a little bit of an edge. Anderson along the far boards. Banks down just wide of Trevor Babin. Will go back down to the Columbus end. 5 seconds shy of the under 5 timeout, so the River Dragons can't make a change or use it to catch their breath. Draw went from the right of Salnick to the left. He went in for Sammy Bernard. He went down about 3 minutes in. He did not look like he was all too comfortable. Off the draw, back boards, coming down Oakes. Slides to the far side. Smith trying to cut off Jemayev. Pressure from Avery Smith. He plays with a bit of sandpaper. Oakes on the forehand. Shot saved by Salnick. He pinned it to the chest. A nice look from Oakes, but Salnick standing tall early in his first appearance. 4:46 to go in the first period. Still scoreless both sides. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, it's March 1. It's Shamrock the House night. Again, if you'd like to donate to the Ronald McDonald House Foundation, we have the link for you in the on our YouTube page, and we have a loaded month of March. Again, we're in the midst of 6 straight home games, a few more on the backside. There you can see all the promotions. The Kroger Food Drive next weekend. Make sure you help us out. Bring canned food to donate. You receive an $8 ticket to the game, amongst many others coming up throughout the next handful of home contests. 4:40 to go and counting here in the first period. 0-0 game. The Rockers out shooting Columbus 9-1. It's been a spirited first 15-plus minutes for the Rockers. Again, it's consistency. Take it shift to shift. Take it period to period. Into the offensive zone. Rush broken up. McGill Diaz picks up the puck. To Kuhn. Smith. Into the offensive zone. Shot kicked away. Rebound pushed wide by Oakes. That's where you want your other forward. Shot went low, hit the pad. Cody Oakes in the other circle just couldn't quite put it on net. Still scoreless. McDonald off the shoulder of Babin. That's the first shot in a while for Columbus. And the leading point getter for Columbus, a chance in a dangerous area. Moore. Across the ice, a little too strong for Lou to handle. Puck in deep, Rivers chases after it. Moore drops it back near side. McDonald, left wing circle, shot saved by Babin. Puck still loose. Well, somehow it ended up in the crease. I swore I saw it bounce behind the net. My eyes have deceived me before, but Trevor Babin getting in the groove a little bit. Kept in, far side by Slahetka. First star of last night's game, pushes it in deep. Milam battling with Hunter. Moore, left side. Scores! Oh, he deked out Babin. A perfect feed into the slot. And a tap-in goal. And Columbus leads at 1-0 with 2:42 to go in the first. A cross-crease pass that you really don't like to see make its way through. Let's take a look. A little too much open ice and a beautiful move to give the River Dragons the 1-0 advantage. Alexander Jemayev. His 11th of the year, and Columbus strikes first. Colton in his own end. off the glass. It hit off the hand of Stevens. Tried to shovel it ahead. Couldn't make it to Corrigan. Now here's what I want to see the Rockers react. Give up the first goal. Again, the big issue during this losing streak is not being able to stop the bleeding. That when they struggle up front, scores! Right on cue, Kyle Stevens evens it up, his 200th career point, and it's 1-1 with 2:11 to go in the first. Let's take another look. Beautiful answer. Stevens out in front, goes 5-hole. And Kyle Stevens. Right on cue, I was talking about looking for the answer from Motor City, and they do so in really the blink of an eye, and it's back to 1-1. That's a nice job to put your foot in the ground, not let one mistake turn into two. They get the goal right back. His 200th career point in the Fed. His second as a Rocker. Puck comes to neutral ice under 90 seconds to go in the first. So it's really, those two goals cancel each other out pretty quickly. But I like the response, didn't hang their head. After carrying play for not the majority, but they had it more than Columbus did in that first period. To not get the first goal, when you're on a losing streak, sometimes you can hang your head. Motor City did a nice job by not doing that and being able to answer right away. Back to square one. Cody Oakes ahead to Smith, the Texan, slap shot lifted up into the netting. 48 seconds to go in the first period. And Avery Smith denied a grade A chance. Offensive zone draw will have to wait. McDonald gets the boot. Hunter to replace him. Gullo staring across. Clean win. Miguel Diaz, he had one last night. Shot, scores! Tipped out in front, and the Rockers are on top. Final minute of the first period. For any young hockey players watching out there, Tristan Wells, 2 nights in a row. Go to the front of the net, good things happen. Take another look. The big 6'5" frame, Miguel Diaz, went to put it on net, and Wells got a piece of it. 45 seconds left to go in the first. And the Rockers not only answer the goal, they take the lead themselves. Tristan Wells, 2 in 2 nights. He has a baker's dozen on the year. Ryan Rotundi sent it to center ice. It was taken away. Samaro pushed off the puck. Milam off the boards, didn't get it past the stick of Samaro. Left wing, Underwood in front, pushed wide. Babin lost his stick. He recollects. 17 seconds to go in the first period. Rockers trying to take the lead into the locker room. A very nice response after giving up the first goal. Hit into the corner. And Underwood is going to go to the box. Storjahan, he's pushed off the puck with 1.4 left. And the Rockers are going to go on the Continental Electric Products power play. Continental Electric Products, proudly made in Michigan, providing power solutions to industry. Continental, a premier partner of the Motor City Rockers. 1.4 left. I'd pull Trevor Babin, get another body out there, maybe it deflects off. And yet Babin's coming to the box, or to the bench. He's saying, why not get another guy out there? And I think they're going to tell him to stay out there. I like Trevor Babin's thought. There is not a chance that you win a draw and send it nearly 200 feet on net in 1.4 seconds. I like the thought from Babin. Likely going into the locker room, up a goal and up a man. Tie up off the draw. Milam doesn't get there in time, but after 20 minutes of play, your Motor City Rockers have the lead. Tristan Wells and Kyle Stevens, each with a goal here in the first period. Rockers fans, happy after a strong first 20. We'll step aside, come back, recap the period and more as we take a look at that Tristan Wells goal one more time. Just got a piece of it to beat Will Salnick. 2-1 Rockers. You're watching the Rockers Media Network.
Hey, fan members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on!
Picked up by front, shot, scores! Cumberland now shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, fan members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, Motor City leads it 2-1 after one. Goals from Kyle Stevens and Tristan Wells. It is Shamrock the House night, and the Ronald McDonald House Foundation part of this. Kelly Clemmer, the Marketing and Development Director, joining us here on the Rockers Media Network. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to start off with first, just explain what the Ronald McDonald House does and what your mission is.
So the Ronald McDonald House is a charity that supports the families of injured or ill children receiving medical care in Metro Detroit. We provide a free house for them to live, stay, get warm meals, get shuttles to and from the hospital so that they can be at their child's side at a moment's notice during any medical journey or the healing that's going on for them.
A very noble cause, so I'll get right into it. If people at home want to help donate, I know we put a link out there for people to donate. How else can people support the charity?
Absolutely. Donations are obviously appreciated, but the easiest way is going to your local McDonald's, and when they ask you to round up, all of that change goes directly to the houses and supports the families' stays so they don't have to, worry about any, financial burdens and things that come along with those medical bills. So
That's awesome. I know you guys have a table set up across the way. You probably see in the background when the puck's going through the neutral zone. How's it been here at Big Boy Arena? I know you guys do a lot of different events. What's it been like here at the Rockers?
Oh, it's awesome. The hockey world is so, hockey is family, and we appreciate families and support the family. And it's been a great experience. People come up and tell us their own personal experiences of either they've utilized the house or know somebody that has. So it's a really meaningful and impactful environment.
So I know you guys are always out and about. Always seems like you're having an event one after the other to help raise money. I know you have one coming up with hockey fairly soon. Let everyone know at home about it, because it's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, so we're excited about it. It's called Hockey for the House. We are hosting the Red Wings alumni at McMorran in Port Huron, Michigan, and they will be playing against the Border Cats. So any longtime hockey fans from the early 2000s, late 90s, the Border Cats are coming back to Port Huron to play, and this will be the first time they've played together since the team has dismantled. So a big reunion for all of them.
That's awesome. I know we have a lot of longtime hockey fans. I mean, people that have been fans of teams here at Big Boy Arena. They had rivalries with teams in Port Huron like we do right now, but a great cause up at McMorran Arena. When is that, and how can people either buy tickets or support it?
Yeah, so if you follow the link that you guys probably shared, you can click events on our website and get tickets. The game is April 13th at 3 p.m.
Awesome. That's incredible. So I know you have stuff here. What do you have for the fans in attendance here tonight? Just help raise awareness, try to raise a little money?
Raising awareness, and we're giving out coupons for if you buy a Shamrock Shake, you get a free medium fry. So all the Shamrock Shakes, 25 cents from every Shamrock Shake will help Ronald McDonald Houses nationwide right now.
Awesome. Kelly, I appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything you want the people at home to know about?
We just appreciate everybody, and if you're not local here in Detroit, at least reach out to a house close to you.
Awesome. Well, that's Kelly Clemmer, the Marketing and Development Director for the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll let you get back to your table and enjoying the game. Hopefully we can give you a fun night of hockey here as well.
Awesome. Yes, looking forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Kelly. First intermission, 2-1. Motor City on top of Columbus. We'll step aside. You're watching Rockers Hockey on the Rockers Media Network.
Hey, band members. Follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James Campbell, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, I'm joined by the returning Nick Gurro. Nick, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. Excited to be here. Happy to do this, and let's rock here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, first game back as a Rocker this season. For those of you who don't know, I think you played on past seasons.
Yep, last season.
Last season, you were a part of the Rockers team. First game back, scored the game-winning in overtime goal against the Port Huron Prowlers. How's that feel, man?
Exciting. I mean, most importantly, we got the win, right? And I think it showed a lot of resilience in our group coming back down 2-0 with, I think, under 4 minutes left. And obviously, it feels good to make a contribution. I guess it is a new team. Just to come in, help the boys get a win, right? Kind of solidify yourself, let them know you're here for the right reasons. And like I said, it got us the win, and that's most important.
I feel like it's got to feel a little extra special. A, returning to the team. And B, I believe you came from the Dashers, who haven't been doing so hot this season.
Yeah.
So to actually record a W on the team you're playing for had to absolutely feel good as well. So some of the fans that are new to the Rockers, can you tell me a little bit about your hockey journey? Like, where are you from? How did you get into hockey originally?
So I'm from Rochester, New York. And I actually grew up, my uncles were playing hockey just like recreational, like men's league or whatever. And from what my parents tell me, I was walking at about 9 months, and then they had me on skates at 1.5 years. And
no way! Wow.
Yeah, and I was like pretty typical, like skating on a pond or on a frozen parking lot as a kid. And it's honestly my earliest childhood memories are playing hockey or skating. And I was your typical kid, messing around the house, always had a hockey stick in my hand. It was always on the TV. And went through my local youth learn to skate program, and right? Went through travel programs, traveled a little bit. I left home at 12 years old to go live out of town to play for a better youth program, and juniors, college, and now pro. So the rest is history. But to say it's been my whole life is pretty accurate. And I'm sure later in this video we'll get to what my business is now outside of hockey, which is still involved in hockey. But for sure, it's been everything I could have ever dreamed of and wanted, and I'm just happy that I've been part of this ride.
That's awesome. But yeah, you mentioned it. So tell us a little bit about what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
Yeah, so and when I was in high school and college, I started helping out with just private lessons at my local rink. And as I've gotten older, I progressed and found that, this is something that I have a knack for, and I really like to do it. So me and one of my best friends, we started our own business this summer called Hire Hockey, for the fans to check that out. Get a plug, hirehockey.net. And basically what it is, it's an online mentorship and video analysis for kids from 8 years old all the way up to Division I or Olympic hockey players.
Very
and
cool.
Just to go into a little bit about it, we'll clip their games and basically like what coach would do with us. We're going to go over film with them and, kind of help them on the journey their journey that we took and just spread our tutelage to them.
Oh, very cool. Like passing some of the knowledge down to the younger generation.
Yep. And then obviously we do on ice stuff with them in the summer too, but while we're away playing our seasons respectively, it's a way to keep in contact and help the next generation of future players.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
You can kind of give back and keep the hockey alive in the youth. Because I feel like a lot of times now, like kids are more focused on like video games and being like influencers and stuff like that, and less about like being outside, being active and playing sports. So that's awesome.
And what's cool about it too is everyone says hockey's 90% mental and 10% physical. Well, everyone always teaches the on ice or the physical part, right? Where with us at Hire, we've really dove into the mental aspect of it and mental conditioning and therapy that goes on with athletes of all different ages, right? You have teenage kids who are going through God knows what with changes, and kids trying to get committed to schools, or maybe they're finding out that their parents want them to play hockey and it's really not for them. So there's so much more to the mental side, and that's kind of what we focused on. So it's really exciting. It's going incredibly well. And I hope everyone comes and checks out the website.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. Hobbies, man. What do you do hobby-wise? Obviously, you're playing hockey. You're mentoring, the youth with hockey. What do you do like that's not hockey related?
I don't know if this really counts. I went to school for exercise science and kinesiology, so I got my strength and conditioning degree.
Okay.
So I coach as a sport performance or sport specific type gym. So we're working with athletes, again, boys and girls of all different ages, all different levels, all the way up to Olympic athletes. So I do that a lot. I guess that's somewhat related to hockey. But other than that, I like to hike a lot and kind of just go walking, like not anything like mountain peaks, but just walking through trails and stuff like that.
Cool. If you like the outdoors, that type of stuff. That's funny because Rico Gonzalez, when we sat down and talked, hiking was one of the things that he enjoyed doing as well.
Yeah.
What's the coolest place you've hiked?
Coolest place I've hiked. There's like some wildlife refuge in western or more central New York. It's called Montezuma, and it's pretty cool. It's just like a big marshland, but there's some forest to it, and you can see like, and I'm kind of nerd out with this stuff. You can see like over 100 to 200 different species of like birds and animals in this wildlife refuge.
Are you a bird guy?
A little bit, yeah. So my mom worked.
Never would have thought. A bird guy right here. We got gardeners, we got bird guys, you got it all.
My mom worked at the lab of ornithology for Cornell. For those of you who don't know, the ornithology is the study of birds. So
that's what I would have assumed. I didn't know that for sure, but
so her job was basically to monitor certain species of birds that might be common or foreign, and just kind of study their behaviors and stuff. And she was doing that when I was a teenager. So whether I was reluctant or not, she dragged me out on trails with the big binoculars and telescopes, and I kind of found that was kind of cool. And I don't nerd out too much on it, but I know a little bit more than your common person. So it's kind of cool.
Do you have a favorite bird species you'd have to share?
No, nothing crazy.
No?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, a duck. Definitely a duck. Just a duck. Yeah,
okay,
for sure. Just a plain mallard duck are my favorite.
Mallard duck.
I want to own a duck, so if anyone's selling a duck, contact me. I'll buy your duck.
Really?
So my girlfriend and I would love it. It'd be fantastic.
I have a friend who has 2 ducks as a pet.
Let us know. We're looking to house a duck. So
that's very cool.
But, yeah.
I'll put some feelers out for you.
Yeah, see what we got out there.
So being from New York, who do you root for in terms of like pro sports? Football, hockey? Do you have some favorite teams?
Well, this is very soft subject right now. I'm a diehard Bills fan. So I mean, look at all you Chiefs fans out there. We know you're cheating, right? We know that. You can agree to it.
The NFL's rigged. Everybody knows that.
The NFL is rigged. No, that one hurt. We're still mourning, so please give us our space and time. But diehard Bills fan, I have jumped through a couple tables before. I'm okay.
Oh, you're part of the Bills Mafia right here. Bills Mafia right here.
Yeah, one of them. Quiet guy off the ice, but sometimes I get a little wild there. Hockey's weird. So I grew up a Sabres fan, but now I know so many players who play that I grew up training with or whatever that are in the NHL that I'm personally friends with. I'm more a fan of them.
So you're more of a fan of players specifically.
Correct, right? I want my friends to do personally well. So if they're on X team, like yes, I want that team to do well. I think deep down, sure, I'm still a Sabres fan. But
so you pick favorites, like if you have two friends that are playing on opposite teams going against each other.
Well,
you flip a coin,
we'll see who can get me the coolest stuff after.
Oh, perfect.
Right?
Hey,
you got to go your perks, and then actually my family and myself are diehard Yankees fans. Like ask any of the guys in the room, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Everybody knows it.
That kind of hurts me a little bit.
Does that sting you a little bit?
A little bit. You know, Detroit Tigers. You know the whole team. So.
I went to a Tigers game last year in my tour of duty here, so that was pretty cool.
Did you enjoy it? I hope
I did. It was cool. We went opening day actually.
Oh, that's a good one to go to.
It was really cool. Like that whole little block.
As long as
downtown
it's not freezing cold.
No,
was it the year that was like
no. It was legitimately like 80 degrees last year.
Oh, nice.
It was like almost too hot.
So. Nice.
But it was cool.
It's never too hot.
Still trying to get go to the LCA to see the Wings play, so I'll make sure to do that.
Absolutely, have to get you down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick, anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say other than check out?
Yeah, check out Higher Hockey. We'd love to work with you guys and stuff, and also just keep coming out and supporting the boys. Friday night was awesome, having that crowd and being able to get a win. And whether you guys believe it or not, the crowd does make a big difference to us. So keep coming out, keep supporting. We'll keep climbing the ladder here to make that playoff push late in the season.
Awesome. Nick, thanks so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank
Good
you,
luck the
guys.
rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we'll send things back over to the broadcast booth powered by KE Electric Supply. Check it out.
Up in front, shot, scores! SummerSlam now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network. 2-1. Motor City on top of Columbus. As after the first period, you see Columbus, they got, Sammy Bernard went down with an injury, so Will Salick faced 11 shots. Justin McDonald, excuse me, it was, I believe they did give it to McDonald, excuse me. They originally had 71 in there. McDonald with the lone goal. And Motor City answered with 2 goals in under 2 minutes, out shooting the Columbus River Dragons 12-4. Babin made 3 of 4 saves, although the one he let in was nowhere near his fault. So getting ready to start the second period. Second period is known as the period of the long change. So naturally, the perfect drink to go with it, the long drink. Sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Try one today. All right, the Rockers, that was a pretty good first 20 minutes. You outshoot Columbus 12-4. And with this being game 41, the Rockers have only outshot their opponents a grand total of 6 times this year. So a very good first period. Now, they had a good first period last night, and the second period is kind of where it unraveled. Can they put 2 20-minute periods together back-to-back? They start this period on the Continental Electric Products power play.
A minute 59 remains on the Underwood penalty. A chance to take a 2-goal lead. Solid first 20. Again, word of the night, consistency. We know these Rockers have talent. Can they show it for 60 straight minutes? They controlled out the draw. Jamison Milam, the veteran, gives back to McGill Diaz. Over to Gullo. Chipped in. Wells racing after it. Out of the net. Selnick. Back to the point. McGill Diaz. Banks off the end boards. Milam racing up. He's fighting Wickline for it. Pushed in deep, but it's sent back down the fresh sheet of ice. Banks to Trevor Babin. 30 seconds left to go in the Continental Electric Products power play. McGill Diaz. Pressured by Wickline. Hands to Rivers. Fast track of the new ice. Rivers couldn't settle the puck down. First power play was neutralized pretty effectively by a effective penalty kill from Columbus. Colton rings around the boards. Gullo comes down. Wells back to Rivers. Leaves it back Blaisdell. Stick handles down low. It doesn't get to Wells. It's hopping up and into the net. 57 seconds left to go on the power play. 18:57 to go in the second period. Draw to the right of Selnick. Comes back to Blaisdell. Yes, that is Colton. Between the circles, and it's taken away. Samaro gently slides it in. Babin to Blaisdell. 40 seconds left to go on the power play. 2-1 Motor City on top. They inherited a minute 59 of power play from the first period. Ryder. He's battling for it alongside Anderson. Down the ice it goes once again. 25 seconds left to go on the power play. Colton have to hurry it up out of his own end. Bounces it to Blaisdell, rink wide feed. Too tall for the outstretched stick of Kyle Stevens. Pass Colton, icing waved off. 5 seconds left to go till Underwood's out of the box. Far corner, Corrigan to Stevens, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Underwood picks it up immediately into the offensive zone. Fresh out of the box, leaves it back. Shot slides wide of the net. River Dragons only had 4 shots in that opening period. They had plenty of shot attempts. They just couldn't put anything on target. Everything from the perimeter was going wide, and to be honest with you, it wasn't missing by a little bit. It was missing by a lot. The one goal was a beautiful pass that required McDonald to make a short move and backhanded it from, point blank into a wide open net. Babin never really had a chance. There's that man in the dot, McDonald. He has 19 on the year. Off the draw. Colton to center ice. Ryder takes it in the offensive zone. To the near side. Corrigan comes down. Can't get there. It was Moore that touched the puck first. Ryder takes the puck away. Sends it to neutral ice. Settled down by the left hand of Josh Liu. 17:07 to go. Second period. Rockers lead at 2-1. All scoring has come in the first period. McDonald works ahead to Hunter. Has to spin around. Milam cut him off. Hunter to the near side. McDonald centers the puck. Gliding to the far boards. Hunter comes away with it. Couple pushes from Corrigan. Gets back to the blue line, but kept it in the zone. Milam off the low glass. Goes down the length of the ice. No icing. Picked up in his zone end by Nathan Bulkwill. Oaks chipping after it, chasing after it. Left wing circle. Oaks shot saved by the stick of Salnick. Cody Oaks fresh off the bench. Had a chance from a tough angle. Diver puts it back in deep. Gagnon spins off a hit. Jemayev to the right side. Diagonal dump in. Babin tried to play it. Barely got a stick on it. Smith. Odd man rush for the Rockers. 3-on-2. Oaks, right wing circle, shot! Saved by the stomach of Will Salnick. We'll keep it at 2-1 here with 15:53 to play in the second period, brought to you by the Long Drink. From the near dot. Hopping puck. Gagnon had it knocked away. Flipped over all three lines. McGill Diaz. He gets there first. Hot on his tail, Kyle Heitzner. Down the length of the ice is a shot on goal as Salnick had to play it. Pass it off the skate of Underwood. River Dragons can't do much with it. Gagnon. He dumps, he chases. Battling behind the net. Gagnon, again, with some fresh legs tonight. He's been flying around. He's battling with Anderson. To the far side, Wells finds Gullo. To the point, Blaisdell. Looked for Gullo, couldn't find his tape. To the near side, Rivers comes down. Back to Colton. Takes the shot, deflected. I think that was Salnick that got a piece of it. You heard the big thud from the pads of Salnick. Just over 5 minutes to go in the second period. Score still 2-1. Rockers have put a good first 5 minutes together of the second period. Again, take it one at a time. Wells, a step behind the defense, leaves it, backhand, scores! 5-hole, and the Rockers lead it by 2. How about it, the rookie, Eli Rivers? Let's take another look at Rivers' 19th of the season. It was Wells, he was pushed off the puck. But Rivers beats Salnick. And Motor City has a little insurance. Rockers trying to snap a 7-game losing skid. It wasn't much of a 5-hole to put it through, but Rivers found it. 2 goals in as many nights. Puck poked away, scramble for it. Supine on the ice is Salnick, and we'll get a whistle with 14:24 to go in the second period. 3-1 Motor City on top. We head to the break. 3-1 Rockers. Rivers gives them the edge. You're watching the Rockers Media Network.
Up in front, shot, scores! Numbers one now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Motor City Rockers lead it 3-1. That last goal by Eli Rivers gives your Motor City Rockers just a little insurance, just like the insurance goal protects the Rockers lead. Don't forget to see Ronald Shocker at Farm Bureau for all your insurance needs to protect your home, family, and valuables. Ronald Shocker at Farm Bureau. 14:24 to go in the second period, 3-1. Rockers on top. Again, they led by 2 goals a night ago. It was about a 10-minute stretch where they gave up 4 unanswered, then a 5th one came in the third period. Can't have that lull. Rockers playing their best game in a while so far. And they had a lead in Binghamton last weekend. That quickly went away. It's about continuing the pressure. They're playing well in their own end. Out of the zone, Stevens trying to work around Lou. To the near side, him and Ryder. Shot stick to side. In the far corner, off the boards. Goes over all 3 lines. And Colton, the first one there. We'll get a draw back in the Columbus end. Take another look at shots and all stats all season long, brought to you by PSN Technologies. 17-4. Columbus has not recorded a shot here in the second period. I'm guessing you'd be hard pressed to find the last time the Rockers, or the River Dragons rather, only had 4 shots 27 minutes in. Shot out in front, bouncing around, and it goes harmlessly to the backboards. Still controlled. Canyon behind the net. Banks it off the boards. Smith boxing out. He gets there. And Rockers had that a little extra sense of urgency before the game. Down low, shot kicked aside by Salnick. And they're playing like a team that's tired of coming up on the wrong end of the scoreboard. $13-11 to go in the second period. Still plenty of hockey left. Storjahan in the offensive zone. Shot, glove by Babin. Picked it out of the air. We'll get a draw on the Rockers' end. Quick shot off the draw, and it's sticked aside by Babin. Man in black with back-to-back saves. McDonald against Gullo. Tie up on the draw. The linesman just trying to stay out of the way. David Fleming realized there's a lot of traffic around him. He decided to let everyone else get out of his way. 12:50 to go here in the second period, 3-1. Rockers on top. Eli Rivers with the latest. Had a chance to talk with Eli a couple weeks ago. Wrote a feature on him as the rookie leads Motor City in points and goals this year. He's continuing to have a really nice season. He actually spent time in camp with the River Dragons this year, but with some guys deciding not to retire, they went and found him a spot, and Motor City was that spot. It was said it was a bit of a funny story. This time last year, when a lot of the college signings were happening, he was actually expecting to be signed by Port Huron, but he found out later that he accidentally gave Matt Graham the wrong phone number, so he never, the call did come, it didn't go to Eli. Luckily for us, he ends up in the purple and black. He has the latest one for Motor City. Diver, the lone college signing right now for Motor City, pinning his man to the boards. Ahead, Gullo kicked it back to the red line across McGill Diaz. The D-man takes it over the blue line. Pass broken up, look out. McDonald, he's wheeling after it. Blaisdell goes to the slot. He's mirroring McDonald. Right wing circle shot, saved by Babin. Puck still loose. Slides in the crease and Babin on top of it. Trevor Babin locked in, and a round of applause for number 72. Draw on the Rockers' end. 11:41 to go. Second period. 3-1. Motor City on top. Had this problem one night ago with some sticky-fingered linesmen. Have to be patient on the draw. Back to the point, Lind. To the corner. Corrigan gets it over the blue line. River Dragons have to retreat for the moment. Along the far boards. Wick line spins around. Back to the point. Shot into the glove of Trevor Babin. $11:21 to go in the second period. 3-1. Motor City leads Columbus. Trying to get a split, trying to snap a 7-game losing skid. Corrigan to take the draw. Steers across from Alexander Jemayev. Puck pinballs around. Blaisdell reaches his stick out. Pinned to the far corner. Slides out. Back into the corner. Blaisdell to Stevens. Right to the tape. Backhand. Ryder into the offensive zone. Slides it. Stevens around the boards. No one around Blaisdell. He'll let the puck trickle to him, or he was waiting for it to. Hit a little rockier patch of ice than he was expecting. Ryder keeps it in the zone. With speed, Connor Lind. He was poked off the puck. Back to Anderson. Bank pass, and Ryder got a piece of it ahead to Stevens. Guides it up to Corrigan. Shot, rebound. Colton battling for it. Stevens poked at it, but coming away with it, Kyle Heitzner. 10:27 to go, second period. Rockers 3, River Dragons 1. Smith. Gagnon on the near side. Goes off the back wall. Kuhn took a hack at it in the corner. Kuhn surveys the scene. He's pinned to the boards to Gagnon. Jemayev behind the net. Smith using that big frame to push some teal sweaters around. Comes out to Anderson. Ahead to Heitzner. Into the offensive zone. Kyle Heitzner ran out of real estate. Ryan Rotundi. Simple yet effective defense. And Gagnon gets it out of the zone more than midway through the second period. Rockers lead at 3-1. Just trying to put a solid shift together at a time. Saved by Babin. Routine from 72. 9:39 to go in the second period. 3-1, Rockers on top. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, 9:39 to go in the second period. 3-1, Rockers on top. Let's see what's going on around the rest of the league. Binghamton up 4-0 over the Dashers. Athens and Monroe tied at 1. Same in Watertown with Carolina. HC Benham 1-0 over Blue Ridge. And Danbury strikes first out in Connecticut against our rivals to the north in Port Huron. River Dragons in the offensive zone. Rotundi slides across near side. Wells trying to get it out of the zone. Lou knocked it down. A very soft backhand was not effective. Wells over the Rockers logo. Dumps, chases. The big frame of Tristan Wells on the end boards. He's battling with Brian Dunford for positioning. Gullo comes away with it. Rivers down to the near side. Milam pushed it back in. Gullo surveys the scene. Back to the point, kept in. No! Rotundi just a hair too late. Have to wait for the Rockers to reset. Puts on net as Salnick plays it. Breakout from behind his own net. Josh Liu. On the near side, Dunford. Ahead to Milam. His pass deflected by Storjahan. In front of the River Dragon bench. Milam comes away with it, finds Rotundi. The Port Huron native. Over the blue line, the red. Then the blue Rotundi shot, saved by Salnick. I don't think anyone was expecting Rotundi to walk it up and fire a quick wrister. But another shot for the Motor City Rockers. And for the first time in a while, Motor City heavily out shooting their opponent right now. It's 19-10 overall, 7-6 here in the third period. Offensive zone draw. Hops to the near side boards. Hunter guides it over all three lines. Drop pass McDonald. Shot deflected. Couldn't get past Mac Diver. And talk about making an impact. Shot, save, Babin, rebound, loose in the far corner. River Dragons trying to pull within one. But Mac Diver hasn't had a ton of shifts out there again. New guy. You're not going to throw him completely to the Wolves right away. Shot, scores. McDonald deflected it. Out in front, I think it hit his skate, and it's a one-goal game. There was a lot of congestion out in front. That's why you go to the front of the net. Deflects in, and it's a one-goal contest. Take another look. See McDonald glide in. Being boxed out, I think it actually went through the legs of Nick McGill-Diaz on the way to McDonald. Sometimes good offense beats good defense. The Rockers in their own end. Taken away by Moore. Out in front, McDonald looking for the hat trick and stick to side. Can Gagnon get it out of the zone? Ends up with Cody Oakes along the near side boards. River Dragons in their own end. Look out, Hunter to tie it, scores. And from 3-1 to 3-3 in the span of about 30 seconds. And this is gut check time for the Rockers. Over this 7-game skid, this is where the Rockers will let one mistake become 2, become 3, become 4. In the case of last night, 5 straight goals. Take another look. Yeah, one-on-one. And a guy like Ryan Hunter, who just netted his 19th of the year, that's not a spot you want to put him in. So now how do they respond? It was about this time last night when the game started to unravel a bit. Can you stop the bleeding? They did a nice job in the first period. After the first Columbus score, they scored 2 in under 2 minutes. But here, a 2-goal advantage quickly evaporates. And Columbus controlling play off the draw. At the point, shot saved by Babin, rebound in a tough area, and a third straight goal for Columbus. And the River Dragons now lead. Scott Doherty. And I'll reiterate all the points I just made. 4-3 Columbus. Shot. And that's a rebound Trevor Babin expects to control. He knows he can't leave it sitting on a tee like that right between the hash marks. So again, how do you respond? Do you dig yourself in a deep hole that forces you in the third period to have to try and erase a 2 or 3 goal deficit? Or is someone in a black jersey going to step up and say enough's enough? They played very well through the first 32 minutes of this game. The last 90 seconds have been disastrous. This was the story with Watertown a couple weekends ago. 3 goals in 59 seconds was the difference in that Friday night's game. This time, it's 3 goals in 60 seconds exactly. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Corrigan off the draw. Step 1's getting it out of your own end. This is a good start. Ryder leaves for Stevens on the forehand. Bottom of the right wing circle. Pass out in front. Slides back to near the point. Rotundi, he's on the way back. River Dragons on the rush. Rotundi pokes the puck away. Racing over for it was Dunford. 6:07 to go in the second period. This game flipped on its head. Corrigan wins the race down the ice. Storjahan along the near side. Centers. Shot saved. No, Babbitt couldn't control it. It goes over the goal line, and it's 5-3 Columbus. Another look at this one. And this is right in the middle of Babbitt. I don't know how that slipped through. But in the span of 2 minutes and 3 seconds, a 3-1 lead has become a 5-3 deficit. And deja vu, not the word. Feels like the Rockers are seeing ghosts out there. Almost a carbon copy of last night. And all that effort, and the frustrating part is, they did play so well. Puck knocked out of midair, picked off by Moore. They did play so well for 30-plus minutes. And to not only rid yourself of that effort, but actually put yourself at a deficit in just 2 minutes. It weighs on your psyche. And here comes a delay of game penalty. And it gets worse. Avery Smith going to the box for delay of game. And a very anxious Rockers crowd, maybe a bit stunned. The vibes have flipped, the energy has flipped, and that was about the absolute last thing the Rockers needed. We go on the penalty kill. Slahetka has it at the point. The 6th and final goal for Columbus was on the power play a night ago. Slahetka, shot deflected out in front, and Blaisdell shovels it out. 20 seconds into the Avery Smith delay of game minor. Rivers, forechecking pressure on the penalty kill, takes it away. Eli Rivers looking for a shorty. Left wing circle, Rivers, backhand shot, saved by the left pad of Salnick. So there's Eli Rivers trying to give a little bit of a spark. I like the effort from the rookie. That's a way to try to get the game back. That was all effort. Samaro, pass deflected. Gullo, waved at it, stays in the zone. Rivers ahead, he's got a breakaway. Rivers looking for number 2, scores! Eli Rivers, his second of the night, third of the weekend. gets one back. It took a couple of tries, but the effort on the PK, Rivers picks the corner, knocks over the cookie jar, and it's 5-4. Columbus still on top. Now again, a very, very tough 2-ish minutes for the Rockers. And they still have 1:04 to go on the penalty kill. Last night, they scored shorthanded. It was Eli Rivers who scored shorthanded. And then 20 seconds later, Columbus got it right back. Now, I would love another shorthanded goal. I'm not going to get greedy. Just get this next 54 seconds off the clock. Just get us back to 5-on-5. That's a heck of an effort from that young man, Eli Rivers. That's 20 on the season. That's a great way to put your foot in the ground and push momentum the other way. Here comes Ryder. He has speed. Down the left wing circle. Ryder shoots and it's saved, but a penalty coming up. That's one way to go back to even strength hockey. Brad Ryder making a difference. 3:31 to go in the second period. 5-4 Columbus on top, but Eli Rivers gets one back. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey when we return. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Superior George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica.
Guns N' Roses.
Aerosmith.
AC/DC.
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, band members. Follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica.
Guns N' Roses.
Aerosmith.
AC/DC.
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
3:31 left to go in the second period. 5-4, Columbus on top. 3-game weekend next weekend. It's Athens on Friday, Watertown on Saturday, and the rescheduled game on Sunday, March 9th at 6 p.m. So we'll have a 3-3 for you next weekend, the first of the year for the Rockers. 2 minutes on the board to Ryan Hunter. And the Rockers trying to stabilize the game. Eli Rivers has 2. Brad Ryder, his effort, drew the penalty. We have 4-on-4 hockey. We'll have about a 91-second Continental Electric Products power play in a moment. Colton backhands it. If the Rockers can control play when we get Avery Smith out of the box, that would be ideal. But they shorten the Columbus power play. Colton in his own end. Ooh, he let the puck go by. Columbus has it on the Continental Electric Products power play for the next minute and a half. Rockers got to find a way to get it on the attack. Shot goes wide of the net. Colton, the captain, guides it out. Pass a little too tall for Blaisdell. Smith, fresh out of the box, waves at it with the backhand. He came up empty. A minute 12 left to go in the power play. Columbus just trying to melt the clock away. Ryder chipped at it. Wickline racing after. He got a piece of it. Battle for it, and Chris Corrigan to center ice. Miguel Diaz to Colton. Drops it for Smith. He was fighting with it. Slow feed, knocked ahead, outstretched stick of Ryder couldn't do much with it. It neutral ice. Power play has not been as effective for Motor City this weekend. Tip of the cap to Columbus on the penalty kill. Ryder drops it back. Miguel Diaz to the far side. Corrigan around the boards. Colton will watch it to the tape. 27 seconds to go on the Continental Electric Products power play. Miguel Diaz, far side. Corrigan on the boards. Down low, Avery Smith. Wells comes out. Poked down the ice. 1:44 to go in the second period. 12 seconds to go on the power play. Rockers did get one back after giving up 4 goals in 2 minutes. And Ryan Hunter will come out of the box. Gullo in the offensive zone. Shot, save, rebound loose. Gullo has it back on his stick. Cross zone pass. Miguel Diaz has to go back in his own end. Wells had it poked away. 1:10 to go in the second period. There's a bit of a kerfuffle behind the play. No officials have their arms up. Diver down low. Across the way. Miguel Diaz, slap shot, rebound near side. It was kicked away by Salnick. He came in for the injured Sammy Bernard in the first period. Shot saved by Babin. He needed that one. A wild second period, to say the least. It went from 3-1 Rockers to 5-3 River Dragons. Really before we even could announce the previous goals. But then Eli Rivers, shorthanded, picked a corner, his second of the night, second shorthanded goal of the weekend, and regained cabin pressure a bit for Motor City. And I think ease the tensions of everyone else. When I said you needed, obviously a shorthanded goal is amazing for morale, but I do think it let everyone take a deep breath for Motor City and relax and know, okay, guys, we played a good first 30-some minutes. We can get back on track. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Looks increasingly likely that the Rockers will take a 1-goal deficit into the third. Balkwell shot, saved by Babin. And 20 seconds left to go in the second period. Near side circle. Comes to the boards, Cody Oakes. Banks it off the end boards, 15 seconds to go in the middle period. Turned over. Back in deep, 10 seconds to the horn. Cody Oakes. Had it taken away, 2 seconds left. Return feed, and it's behind Slahetka. And a roller coaster of a second period leaves us 5-4 Columbus after 40 minutes. We'll take a break. We'll recap the madness after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Picked up in front, shot, scores! Summerfly now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, band members, follow the Motor City Rockers on social media. On Facebook, X, and YouTube at Rockers Hockey. On Instagram and TikTok, find them at Motor City Rockers. For tickets, schedule, and more, visit rockershockey.com. Rock on.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, 5-4 Columbus after 2. It was 2-1 Motor City coming into the second period. Justin McDonald got the first goal in the opening period, but then two quick answers, Kyle Stevens and Tristan Wells for Motor City. Eli Rivers would make it 3 straight for the Rockers, giving them the 3-1 edge. And then the other shoe dropped. Justin McDonald, Ryan Hunter, Scott Doherty, and Alex Storjahan in 2 minutes and 3 seconds of hockey turned it from a 2-goal deficit to a 2-goal River Dragon lead. However, just a minute and change later, Eli Rivers from Nick Gullo and Josh Colton did an excellent job getting a short-handed goal to steady the waters a bit for Motor City, as Rivers netted his second of the game, and that's where we stand after 2 minutes. 5-4, Columbus on top. Rockers trying to snap a 7-game skid. We'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James Campbell, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, I'm joined by the returning Nick Gullo. Nick, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. Excited to be here. Happy to do this, and let's rock here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, first game back as a Rocker this season. For those of you who don't know, I think you played on past seasons.
Yep, last season.
Last season, you were a part of the Rockers team. First game back, scored the game-winning in overtime goal against the Port Huron Prowlers. How's that feel, man?
Exciting. I mean, most importantly, we got the win, right? And I think it showed a lot of resilience in our group coming back down 2-0 with, I think, under 4 minutes left. And obviously, it feels good to make a contribution. I guess it is a new team. Just to come in, help the boys get a win, right? Kind of solidify yourself, let them know you're here for the right reasons. And like I said, it got us the win, and that's most important.
I feel like it's got to feel a little extra special. A, returning to the team. And B, I believe you came from the Dashers, who haven't been doing so hot this season.
Yeah.
So to actually record a W on the team you're playing for had to absolutely feel good as well. So some of the fans that are new to the Rockers, can you tell me a little bit about your hockey journey? Like, where are you from? How did you get into hockey originally?
So I'm from Rochester, New York. And I actually grew up, my uncles were playing hockey, just like recreational, like men's league or whatever. And from what my parents tell me, I was walking at about 9 months, and then they had me on skates at 1.5 years. And
no way. Wow.
Yeah. And I was like pretty typical, like skating on a pond or on a frozen parking lot as a kid. And it's honestly my earliest childhood memories are playing hockey or skating. And I was your typical kid, messing around the house, always had a hockey stick in my hand. It was always on the TV, and went through my local youth, like learn to skate program, and went through travel programs, traveled a little bit. I left home at 12 years old to go live out of town to play for a better youth program, and juniors, college, and now pro. So the rest is history. But to say it's been my whole life is pretty accurate. And I'm sure later in this video we'll get to what my business is now outside of hockey, which is still involved in hockey. But for sure, it's been everything I could have ever dreamed of and wanted, and I'm just happy that I've been part of this ride.
That's awesome. But yeah, you mentioned it. So tell us a little bit about what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
Yeah, so when I was in high school and college, I started helping out with just private lessons at my local rink. And as I've gotten older, I progressed and found that this is something that I have a knack for, and I really like to do it. So me and one of my best friends, we started our own business this summer called Hire Hockey. For the fans to check that out, get a plug, hirehockey.net. And basically what it is, it's an online mentorship and video analysis for kids from 8 years old all the way up to Division I or Olympic hockey players.
Very
and
cool.
Just to go into a little bit about it, we'll clip their games and basically like what coach would do with us. We're going to go over film with them and, kind of help them on the journey their journey that we took and just spread our tutelage to them.
Oh, very cool. Like passing some of the knowledge down to the younger generation.
Yep. And then obviously we do on-ice stuff with them in the summer too, but while we're away playing our seasons respectively, it's a way to keep in contact and help the next generation of future players.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
You can kind of give back and keep the hockey alive in the youth. Because I feel like a lot of times now, like kids are more focused on like video games and being like influencers and stuff like that, and less about like being outside, being active and playing sports. So that's awesome.
And what's cool about it too is everyone says hockey's 90% mental and 10% physical. Well, everyone always teaches the on ice or the physical part, right? Where with us at Hire, we've really dove into the mental aspect of it and mental conditioning and therapy that goes on with athletes of all different ages, right? You have teenage kids who are going through God knows what with changes and kids trying to get committed to schools, or maybe they're finding out that their parents wanted to play hockey and it's really not for them. So there's so much more to the mental side, and that's kind of what we focused on. So it's really exciting. It's going incredibly well. And I hope everyone comes and checks out the website.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. Hobbies, man. What do you do hobby-wise? Obviously, you're playing hockey.
Yep.
You're mentoring, the youth with hockey. What do you do like that's not hockey related?
I don't know if this really counts. I went to school for exercise science and kinesiology, so I got my strength conditioning degree.
Okay.
So I coach as a sport performance or sport specific type gym. So we're working with athletes, again, boys and girls of all different ages, all different levels, all the way up to Olympic athletes. So I do that a lot. I guess that's somewhat related to hockey. But other than that, I like to hike a lot and kind of just go walking, like not anything like mountain peaks, but just walking through trails and stuff like
that's
that.
Very cool. Like you like the outdoors, that type of stuff. That's funny because Rico Gonzalez, when we sat down to talk, hiking was one of the things that he enjoyed doing as well.
Yeah.
What's the coolest place you've hiked?
Coolest place I've hiked. There's like some wildlife refuge in western or more central New York. It's called Montezuma, and it's pretty cool. It's just like a big marshland, but there's some forest to it, and you can see and I'm kind of nerd out with this stuff. You can see like over 100 to 200 different species of like birds and animals in this wildlife refuge.
Are you a bird guy?
A little bit, yeah. So my mom worked.
Never would have thought. A bird guy right here. We got gardeners, we got bird guys, we got it all.
My mom worked at the lab of ornithology for Cornell. So for those of you who don't know, the ornithology is the study of birds. So
that's what I would have assumed. I didn't know that for sure, but
so her job was basically to monitor certain species of birds that might be common or foreign, and just kind of study their behaviors and stuff. And she was doing that when I was a teenager. So whether I was reluctant or not, she dragged me out on trails with the big binoculars and telescopes. And, I kind of found that was kind of cool. And I don't nerd out too much on it, but I know a little bit more than your common person. So it's kind of cool.
Do you have a favorite bird species you'd have to share?
No, nothing crazy.
No?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, a duck. Definitely a duck. Just a duck. Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Wow.
It's a plain mallard duck are my favorite.
Mallard ducks.
I want to own a duck. So if anyone's selling a duck, contact me. I'll buy your duck.
Really?
So my girlfriend and I would love it. It'd be fantastic.
I have a friend who has 2 ducks as a pet.
Let us know. We're looking to house a duck.
So that's very cool.
But, yeah.
I'll put some feelers out for you.
Yeah, see what we got out there.
So being from New York, who do you root for in terms of like pro sports? Football, hockey? Do you have some favorite teams?
Well, this is very soft subject right now. I'm a diehard Bills fan. So I mean, look at all you Chiefs fans out there. We know you're cheating, right? We know that. You can agree to it.
The NFL's rigged. Everybody knows that.
The NFL is rigged. No, that one hurt. We're still mourning, so please give us our space and time. But diehard Bills fan, I have jumped through a couple tables before. I'm okay.
Oh, you're part of the Bills Mafia right here. Bills Mafia right here.
You got one of them. Quiet guy off the ice, but sometimes I get a little wild there. Hockey's weird. So I grew up a Sabres fan, but now I know so many players who play that I grew up training with or whatever that are in the NHL that I'm personally friends with. I'm more a fan of them.
So you're more of a fan of players specifically.
Correct, right? I want my friends to do personally well. So if they're on X team, like yes, I want that team to do well. But I think deep down, sure, I'm still a Sabres fan. But
so you pick favorites, like if you have 2 friends that are playing on opposite teams going against each other.
Well,
you flip a coin, or
we'll see who can get me the coolest stuff after the game.
Well, perfect.
Right?
Hey,
you got to go your perks, and then actually my family. and myself are diehard Yankees fans. Like ask any of the guys in the room, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Everybody knows it.
That kind of hurts me a little
Does
bit.
that sting you a little bit?
A little bit. You know, Detroit Tigers, you know, the whole team.
I went to a Tigers game last year on my tour of duty here, so that was pretty
Did you enjoy it, I hope?
I did. It was cool. We went opening day, actually.
Oh, that's
pretty
a good one to go to.
It was really cool. Like that whole little block
as long as
downtown.
it's not freezing cold.
No,
was it the year that was like
no.
snowing?
It was legitimately like 80 degrees last year.
Oh, nice.
It was like almost too hot. So.
Nice.
But it was cool,
It's
though.
never too hot.
Still trying to get go to the LCA to see the Wings play, so I'll make sure to do that.
Absolutely,
soon.
have to get you down.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick, anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say other than check out?
Yeah, check out Higher Hockey. We'd love to work with you guys and stuff, and also just keep coming out and supporting the boys. Friday night was awesome, having that crowd and being able to get a win. And whether you guys believe it or not, the crowd does make a big difference to us. So keep coming out, keep supporting. We'll keep climbing the ladder here to make that playoff push late in the season.
Awesome. Nick, thanks so much. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Appreciate
sitting
it.
down. Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank
Good
you,
luck the
guys.
rest of the season.
Thank you.
And we're going to send things back over to the broadcast booth powered by KE Electric Supply. Check it out. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another 5 minutes in the box. This time, we're joined by Eli Rivers. Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us.
Yeah, no
How's
problem.
it going, man?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
So, you've been like one of the leading scorers on the team. How are you feeling about the season?
It's been going well. Obviously, been getting a lot of opportunity here. So it's been good for my confidence, kind of to play in a bigger role and be needed on the offensive side of things. So it's been good. Just hoping we can finish out here and find our way into a playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's going to be tight towards the end of the season. We still got half the season to go, so still plenty of time to get those points. But let's talk about like your journey through hockey. Like, where did you start from? I don't think, are you local to Michigan?
No, I'm not local. I'm from Vermont.
Vermont? Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up playing. I started when I was like 2 years old. My dad played hockey. My grandpa played hockey. Everyone was involved in hockey.
We come from a long line of hockey players.
Yeah, so
cool.
the pressure was on. My older brother played as well. So I was in skates as soon as I could. I had a hockey stick in my hand when I was a baby. So
that's crazy. 2 years old. So I have a 2-year-old son. I can't even like grasp the concept of him like trying to ice. I can't even get him to like leave the pantry like when he wants candy. I don't even know how you could like direct a 2-year-old, to skate and all that stuff. So that's an impressive to come up that you started so young.
Yeah.
Besides hockey, so what do you do when you're not on the ice playing hockey?
I just hang out. I got a dog at home.
Okay.
So I hang out with my dog. I'm at the apartment with Trevor, so he's got his dog there.
Okay.
So we got
You got
nice.
the dog bonding there.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
It's a pit bull as well.
Pit bull? Nice.
Yeah.
I have a pit bull as well. So
Yeah.
The most cuddly creatures you could ever
The best. And
encounter.
they're like Velcro.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your dog's name?
Bo.
Bo?
Yeah.
Very nice. I like that. That's
Yeah.
a great name for a dog. Do you do anything? Like, do you play video games? Do you watch pro wrestling? Like
No pro wrestling.
You watch no pro wrestling?
No pro wrestling, but
don't judge.
I don't. No, I don't. But I watch a lot of hockey.
Okay.
I do play video games, but not religiously.
What team do you root for?
I'm a Canadiens fan, so
Canadiens? Okay.
Vermont's kind of split 50-50. There's a lot of Bruins fans there, being in New England.
Yeah.
But we get access to CBC, so you get Hockey Night in Canada and Vermont. So I grew up watching Don Cherry.
Don Cherry with the crazy ties?
Oh, yeah. So my dad was a Canadiens fan, so he just put it on me. So I'm New England everything. I'm a Pats fan,
Okay.
Celtics, Red Sox, but when it comes to hockey, I'm a Canadiens fan. So
okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. So gaming, what kind of games do you play when you are playing?
mostly sports games, a lot of chow, yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of hockey.
You live it, like you breathe it, you play it, like you're always like hockey 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool. You into any kind of crazy foods?
No, but I do like to cook. When I was in college, I realized I had to stop just heating stuff up in the microwave and learn how to.
That's the best stuff though. Like the cheap stuff that's all just preservatives and chemicals. I'm a chemical food guy. Like I love fast foods and like.
I trust me. I get my red 40 in me. Don't worry.
Okay. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
I love steak. Steak's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do a little
ketchup, right?
No ketchup. No. Do a little compound butter on there and. little steak and rice. That's the best.
Oh, fantastic. Get the protein, you get the carbs, so that's probably helps you out on the ice as well.
Absolutely.
So if you weren't playing hockey, what do you think your career would end up?
I was actually kind of debating playing or not this year. I just finished up my degree last year, and I had a lot of opportunity this year to coach some hockey.
Okay.
And kind of last minute, I decided I wanted to get out there and play one more year at least. So I started in Columbus this year. I'm not sure if you know that, and then I ended up coming here. But honestly, if I wasn't playing, I'd probably be coaching.
So you still got hockey. Hockey's
Yeah.
in the DNA. Like you said earlier, you come from the long line of hockey players. So Eli, thank you so much for taking the time to sit and chat with me in the 5 minutes in the box. Anybody you want to say hi to? Anything that you want to add?
I'll say hi to my brother because I know he's watching. He's begging me to do one of these. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Cam, your wishes have finally come true. So that's it for this edition of 5 minutes in the box with Eli Rivers, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Back here on the Rockers Media Network, Kyle Stevens did pick up his 200th point in the FPHL tonight with that goal he had back in the first period. So congratulations to him. That is not a small number, 200 points for Kyle Stevens. Happy that he was able to do it in the purple and black. 5-4, Motor City trails Columbus. And as we look back at what happened in the first two periods, again, I feel like I'm a broken record right now because it happened last night where it was a short burst where I don't know what it is, because for 30-some minutes, the Rockers played really good hockey. Then, out of nowhere for 2 minutes, everything falls apart, and then they put it back together. Eli Rivers gets a goal. And that's the nice part about tonight is Eli Rivers got one back, and a one-goal deficit doesn't feel unobtainable, especially with 9 total goals in the game. You look at what happened through 2 periods. It was a 2-goal lead, became a 2-goal deficit in 2 minutes. They are still out shooting Columbus 25-21. Eli Rivers has a pair of goals. Justin McDonald had 2 goals as well. He's been one of the best scorers, not just in the league, but in the history of the league. And it's been a wild game as we get ready for the third period, brought to you by RJ's Construction Services. Head to RJ's Construction Services on Facebook or give them a call at 248-974-2640. That again is 248-974-2640 for all things construction services. RJ's Construction Services, a proud partner of your Motor City Rockers. So we will see if the Rockers can snap this lengthy losing skid. "20 minutes. Billy Joel rings out in the background as we start the third period. Rockers controlled up the opening draw. Ringing around the boards back in the Rocker end. Motor City chasing a goal. They've only erased a 2-period deficit twice this season. 2-23 when they trail after 2 periods. On the near side. Sliding by Babin. He banks it off the far boards. Oakes trying to get it out of his own zone. Can't flip it by Slahotka to Gagnon, poked away. Avery Smith in his own end. Pass off the mark. He was looking for Oakes. Oakes will go to the bench. Rivers can't intercept the pass. McDonald. He has 2, looking for number 3. Fakes the slap shot. Rister shouldered away into the glove of Rivers. Back behind the net. McDonald. Pressured by Blaisdell, and he picks his pocket. Little sleight of hand from Blaisdell leads to an icing. 18:47 to go here in the third period. Rockers looking for the equalizer. Draw to the right of Trevor Babbitt. Goes back to the point. Down low to the middle. Hunter pushed off the puck. Gave it right to Avery Smith. Turned over. McDonald. He settles that puck down. That's dangerous. Banks to the far side. Moore. Leaves it back for McDonald. Back behind the net. Hunter. Kicks it to the tape. In the corner. Bodies being thrown around. 2 teal, 2 black jerseys working for it. Rockers come away. Wells to Rivers. Over the center ice logo. Rivers backhands it just barely into the zone. It was knocked down. And here comes Ryan Hunter. Long shift for 88. Diver pushes him off the puck. McDonald back to the middle. Knocked away. On the attack, Diver. He brings it in close. Diver pushes it on net. Diver behind. Fighting for it. Dunford for Columbus. Leaves it and picking it up, Kyle Moore. Moore takes it in the offensive zone by his lonesome. His River Dragon teammates change behind him. Big hit in the far corner. Play goes on. Slides left side. Lou on net. Shot kicked aside. Far half wall. River Dragons controlling pace of play. Trevor Babin starting to reacclimate himself. Had a tough 2-minute stretch. Again, the game is stabilized. We've regained cabin pressure. Puck into the River Dragons bench. I don't think you're going to see Alexander Jemayev take a souvenir. We're going to go back onto the ice and we're going to draw in the neutral zone. 5-4 Columbus, 17:03 to go in the third. The draw actually in front of the penalty box on the far side. Gagnon bounces back to Milam. The veteran will have to race after it. Back on the near side, Rotundi bangs it ahead. Gagnon trying to put pressure on Balkwill. Storjahan dumps and chases. Rotundi trying to cut him off. Storjahan recollects. Leaves it behind the net for Jemayev. On the near hash mark. Shot way wide. That will go all the way down the length of the ice. Oakes putting pressure on Slahotka. Oakes keeping the puck pinned to the boards. Cody Oakes trying to be a spark plug, trying to make a difference. Cody Oakes wrap around, doesn't get on net. Milam, slap shot, gets blocked. Avery Smith finds Rivers, looking for number 3, shot, scores! Hat trick for Rivers, ties it up! Hats go flying onto the ice. And Eli Rivers evens this at 5 aside. Give credit to Rivers. You'll take another look at this goal, but don't get it twisted as Rivers. Beautiful move, picks the corner. How about it for Eli Rivers? But don't get it twisted. Cody Oakes started that whole play. He was by his lonesome in the River Dragon end, and he was able to keep the puck down there long enough to make the change. I don't like the fact that there's a discussion going on right now. That worries me. I have no idea what that could have been about. All right, looks like we're good to go. 5-5 game, 16:04 to go in the third. Eli Rivers, have a night, young man. To the point, Milam, stick handles, in deep, Rivers. Him and Gullo couldn't keep the puck in the zone. River Dragons looking to take the lead back. Wickline, backhands ahead, Rotundi. Bangs it off the end boards, it pops up, bounces to the near corner. Shot, doesn't make it to Babin. Second effort into the glove of Trevor Babin. And this is a spot with 15:36 left to go in the third. Whether you're Eli Rivers that has had a career night or you're Trevor Babin that's had a bit of a struggle, reset buttons hit. Off the draw, it'll go over all three lines to the Columbus end. Here comes Ryder trying to use his speed. He knocks the pass down as Salnick tried to play it. Brad Ryder, that's the second time you've seen just a little extra effort make a big difference. The last time was in the second period. He hustled and drew a penalty shorthanded that shortened a Columbus power play after Rivers brought it within one. Those are things that might not show up necessarily for him on the stat sheet, but makes a difference. Ryder lost his stick. His palms went skyward. McDonald, backhand, saved by Babin. He'll clench it. And we'll go to our first break here in the third. Ryder still a bit hot. He didn't draw the penalty. 14:51 to go in the third. 5-5 thanks to Eli Rivers and his hat trick. All tied up. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Picked up up front, shot, scores! Cumberland now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, this is Josh Cullen from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network powered by KE Electric Supply.
Five. All tied up, 14:51 to go in third. Eli Rivers, the first hat trick for Motor City since Tristan Wells did it in his first game with the Rockers this season on November 15th at, back then, they were the Hudson Valley Venom. Only been a few months, but a few different iterations of the Venom. The second Rockers hat trick of the season. Still work to be done. Tied. Shot goes wide. Oh. If everyone would have had time to hold their breath, they would have, with McDonald getting it in the right wing circle. It popped to his stick so fast, he didn't have time to let out a sigh of relief. Gagnon pestering the puck. Delayed call coming up. And they're going to get Columbus for the penalty, and the Rockers are going on the man advantage. We've got a hook on Kyle Moore. And the Rockers are going on the Continental Electric Products power play. Proudly made in Michigan. Continental Electric Products provide power solutions to... Are they taking both? Oh, they're taking both. They're taking both. Oh. They're taking both. All right. So it's 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Huh. A little more open ice. Balkwill, shot, goes wide. Rivers keeps it along the board, shakes the teal jerseys. Ahead to Gullo. In the zone. Chops at it. Rivers. That one lifted up and just wide of the uprights, out of play. That one went flying.